Welcome to an Aromythology meditation for solar plexus energy, for stamina, for endurance, for willpower, using Fennel essential oil and the story of Pheidippides. So first of all, Fennel essential oil, let's get it done. So we want a nice piece of kitchen paper. You can see, here's one I did earlier. Fold it in half, fold it in half, so just going long and half again, so get a nice long piece, and fold it in half again but lengthways so that we can stick it into our top. The reason for that is we can have nice concentrated essential oil without it going onto our skin. And we're just going to put 1, 2, 3 drops of essential oil, 1, 2, 3 drops of essential oil, and pop it into our top, and then we can just forget about it. We're using an undiluted essential oil, so this means that it's not on our skin and we're protected, and also it should keep it off your clothes because it just folds outwards. So Pheidippides, who was he? Well, he was the first person to ever run a marathon. But the story is far more interesting than people ordinarily tell it. They'll say he was the first person to run the 26 miles to say, spoilers, I won't say what he said. But Pheidippides was a hemerodromos, which means that by trade he was a messenger. And his job was to run from city to city to take messages. So before telegraphs, can you imagine what they would make of instant messenger now? Send a message, no, I've got to run 150 miles to Sparta. So his job to go to Sparta was to say, please, will you come and help the Athenians to fight the incursion that is coming from Darius I, who was a fearsome Persian leader who had got very sick of the Greeks and wanted what they have. Well, the Athenians were terrified. They knew the might of Darius I. He was a cruel man. And so they sent messages to all the surrounding areas, and many tribes said that they would come. But they said, we still haven't got enough. We need the Spartans. And the Spartans were brave, strong warriors. And they knew if the Spartans came that they would be safe because they were mad, frankly. So off he goes on this very important job to get the Spartans. Pheidippides runs and he runs and he runs and he runs with no shoes on, apparently. If you go to a marathon, you will see his statue. And he's depicted running and running and running. And he runs for days and days. Marathon means city of Fennel. Was famous for the fennel, the giant fennel that grew there, and so he would have run through these fields of fennel and breathed these incredible molecules that help with stamina and endurance. And when he gets to marathon, you can imagine how relieved he was to finally be able to deliver his message and know that he will be able to save his countrymen. And he speaks to the leader of the Spartans and he says, the Athenians beg, will you come to protect Greece against Darius? And the leader goes, nah, not coming. Not worth it. It's not our battle. Well, can you imagine? Not only does he think I have got to run back for 150 miles, but I've got to say they're not coming. We're not going to have that protection. He'll be thinking about his family and his friends and the beautiful buildings and the trees and all of the things that he knows that Darius will raze to the ground. And so he runs like he's never run before, through the fennel, through the fennel, through the fennel. Stronger. Resilience, willpower. And when he gets there, he sees that they're coming. They're coming. So he stays and he fights 26 miles from home. He is involved in the enormous fight that happens. They see the ships coming and the Athenians are ready. And there are many tribes. Many tribes didn't do what the Spartans did. They got their hands dirty, they got involved, and they took Darius's troops, the Persians, by surprise, and they slaughtered them. And they chased the remaining few back to their ships, and off the ship went. And then they said, Hemerodromos, your job is to take the news back that we have been victorious. The Athenians have been victorious. And he ran and he ran and he ran 26 miles to say, we've done it. They're gone. So yes, marathon is because of that 26 miles. But the poor bloke did 300. Why do we ever talk about that? So he ran through that Fennel. So I want you to close your eyes now. And I just want you to concentrate on your breath. Become aware of your breath. And notice as you become more aware of your breath, how it slows. And maybe you want to put your hand on your solar plexus. So just below your sternum, just above your diaphragm. If you take a breath, you'll be able to feel the diaphragm. So you're onto the solar plexus. And I want you to concentrate on the channel of molecules that are taking from your mouth down this channel into your solar plexus. You might see it like a pipe. And as you breathe in, allow the molecules to come in, and as you breathe out, any doubts that you cannot achieve what you are aiming to set out to do. We're breathing in his stamina, his assurance, his endurance, and breathing out any negativity, any doubt that it can be achieved. And I want you to be aware of the mentality that he must have employed as he ran. One step, one step, one step, one step, one step, one step. We're not thinking about the overall picture. We're just thinking, I just have to take one more step. One more step. And to me, even before I heard this story, I always felt that Fennel felt like the 25th mile of the marathon when you hit the wall and it's able to burst through. So just taking one step at a time, reminding ourselves why it's important to complete this task. This task we have in our mind, this vision that we must achieve. Why is it important to finish it? And now I want you to remember another time when you've had a stretch target, maybe not 300 miles, but a stretch target that was hard. And when you've achieved it, I want you to remember that for a moment. Just draw that into your mind. And so for me, I can tell you, it's always editing a book. Editing books takes so long. You think you've finished, And there is more, and there's more, and there's more. There is no feeling like finishing after you thought you'd finished. So if you can think of an achievement where you've got to the end of something that you didn't think that you were ever going to do. Another one for me, my youngest child finally going to sleep. He didn't sleep for so long. And the sense of achievement when I finally got him to sleep through the night was unbelievable. And had he slept through the night from day one, it wouldn't have felt that good. I know that because my first two did it. The sense of achievement of having done the work, having gone through the absolute grind of just another step, another step, another step, another step, and finally I achieved it. This is encoded in the sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra. It's encoded in the medicine of Fennel essential oil, and you just only have to ask Pheidippides and he will tell you there's no way he could have run that had it not been for the Fennel.